Straight ahead on 12 News, a local family looks for answers after a tropical vacation ends tragically. Then a Christmas story with local inspiration.
And I looked outside and I saw this tree, and the tree was very crooked.
How it turned out to be perfect. But first, a cold, snowy holiday, what you should be prepared for. 12 News starts right now. The weather outside is frightful. Hello, everyone. I'm Mike Johnson.
And I'm Alexandra Renslow. Just in time for Christmas, temperatures drop to their coldest of the season with snow to come. As last-minute shoppers ducked in and out of stores in Maple Grove, picking up gifts and groceries, the temperatures in the negative teens were one extra hurdle to overcome. Sure, they could have done their shopping earlier, but think what they're getting in return, a true Christmas in Minnesota experience.
I guess we all deserve it if we wait till the last minute, don't we? I've got friends that do all this stuff in July, and they can just sit at home and relax and enjoy this cold weather now.
It's just the extra touch to the Christmas season this year, yes. I'm looking forward to tomorrow being warmer. Hopefully it is. So it's just making everything a little bit more difficult this morning.
Travelers will be challenged this holiday week with black ice followed by several inches of snow.
There are some things that you can pack in your car to be ready, and in today's Health Check, Delane Cleveland takes a look at how to stay safe and healthy on the highway.
In a Minnesota winter, hassle-free travel is far from a guarantee.
When you go into your vehicle to go driving somewhere, don't just assume you're going to get to your destination.
Just ask Dr. Mark Contorato of North Memorial Hospital.
Drive and dress with the weather in mind.
As anyone familiar with Minnesota's snowy and ice-packed roads can attest, driving can result in accidents, vehicle breakdowns,
Bring it up!
or getting stuck in the snow.
I was just coming forward and did a dumb thing and just came right up on the hump.
There we go.
That's why Dr. Contorato said Minnesotans should be prepared.
We have a chance that you may get stuck in the snow. Dress as though you expect that you may not make it to your destination.
Which means that your attire should include a heavy coat, gloves, ear protection, head protection, and winter boots.
You should always have things in your vehicle that you can use in case you get stuck in the snow.
He says essential trunk items for winter driving include a shovel to get you out of the snow, something to signal for help such as a reflective triangle, a flashlight with good batteries, blankets, non-perishable foods such as granola bars, and lastly, fluids to keep you hydrated.
We can't all move to someplace warmer, and some of us love living here. So, above all, exercise common sense.
For Health Check, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
Also, if you're going to be exposed to cold air, the experts tell us put a protective covering over your mouth. That way, doctors say heated air can still enter the lungs, which increases the amount of oxygen delivery from the lungs to the heart. Well, the holidays are particularly hard this year for one Brooklyn Park family.
Matt Elmore's family is trying to get through the holidays after a horrific accident earlier this month. Reporter Sonia Goins has more on his story.
He was amazing.
The lights are twinkling bright on the Christmas tree.
December used to be my very, very, very favorite time of the year.
But it's hard for Cindy Rainham to get into the holiday spirit.
I don't know if I'll ever be able to enjoy this month again.
She'll have to celebrate without her son, Matt Elmore.
I just want this year to be over with.
On December 7th, Matt drowned in a snorkeling accident near San Juan, Puerto Rico. He was 30 years old.
The day after he passed, it was his birthday.
Matt was vacationing with his wife, Brianna, his boss, and boss's wife.
And they were having so much fun.
But those good times quickly turned bad after an unlicensed guide took them out into the ocean and a huge storm came rolling in.
His boss actually started to go under. And he said he saw Matt turn around and start swimming out to him. And we believed that Matt was going to try to save him. And he just never made it.
His wife, Brianna, watched the tragedy unfold.
She was completely distraught, and I'm sure all of them were in shock.
Cindy Rainham went to Puerto Rico to retrieve her son's body.
I hated being there, but I hated to leave there. It was very difficult to leave my son behind.
Besides a wife, Matt leaves behind 3 young boys.
This is the 3 boys. Caleb's the oldest, Anthony's the middle, and Jackson's the baby.
Matt also has an extended family, his friends in AA.
7 years ago, Matt was addicted to meth.
Over the years, he's helped to lead others to sobriety.
So many people that said, you know, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be sober today. And that means so much. That means so much to me.
Cindy says she'll miss her son's smile, but she says his spirit will live on in the people that he's helped throughout the years.
I can't say enough good about that kid. You know, that will make him live on forever.
In Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Matt was the sole provider for the family. A fundraiser will be held on January 25th. You can also make a donation at any Wells Fargo bank. We have more information on our website. In the last few weeks, how much time do you think you've spent looking for that perfect present or maybe the perfect decoration?
One local author said she found perfection while gazing out a window in Brooklyn Center. And as Renee Bonneau reports, it's anything but perfect.
Christmas was coming soon. At the tree farm, all the trees stood a little taller.
Anne Gillespie Lewis is a natural at weaving a good tale.
I have always told my kids, when they were little anyway, and now my granddaughter, I've made up stories for them. And they just seem to come out of thin air. I can't really explain it. But I love doing it. So far away in the world, Swedes and Minnesota.
The former journalist has written a number of nonfiction books, including 2 children's craft books.
Their branches were straight.
But she never imagined a children's fiction Christmas story would enter her repertoire. Until last winter. Gillespie Lewis was doing water aerobics in the Brooklyn Center Community Center pool one day when something strange caught her eye.
And I looked outside and I saw this tree, and the tree was very crooked. And I felt kind of sorry for it because I thought, oh, nobody will want it for a Christmas tree. It's just going to stand there being crooked. I don't know about this one, said the dad in a booming voice.
The distorted tree motivated her to write A Perfect Tree for Christmas, a book about an unwanted tree on a tree farm.
No, that crooked tree will never do.
A tree that was normal aside from the defect.
The crooked tree cried big tears.
A tree Gillespie Lewis could relate to.
It looked like it had scoliosis, which is curvature of the spine. And I heard that too. Look at that tree. We'll have a perfect Christmas.
She says this story teaches her readers the importance of finding value in all things and all people.
I think this speaks to anybody that may be considered not quite perfect. You can always find somebody to appreciate you and love you. The crooked tree had found a home at last.
While Gillespie Lewis usually can't pinpoint what sparks her stories,
And happy holidays.
this book proves
The end.
inspiration and perfection can come in all shapes and sizes. Renee Bonneau, 12 News.
Pretty cool, huh? Coming up, an expert has some ideas for avoiding stress during the holidays.
And then later in sports, the Armstrong boys basketball team hopes to carry a strong start into holiday tournament play.
But first, check that AccuWeather forecast.
Hi, I'm Captain Keith Norquist. I'm with the 451st Safety Team here at Kandahar Airfield. I want to give a shout out to my friends and family back home in Minnesota and a big old Skol Vikings.
It is finally here. After all the running around in preparation for the holidays, it is time to enjoy. But when we're all so busy, it's not easy. Mike is with an expert on that very subject.
Well, Rocky Beatty is a marriage and family therapist and has some thoughts on helping us get the most out of the holidays for you and your family. Rocky, thank you so much for being here with us. You know, this is a wonderful time of the year, but it goes by fast, and, you know, it can be stressful when things change in your family, but it can be wonderful at the same time. How do you minimize the stress?
Well, thank you for having me today. I think by minimizing the stress, I think of 3 things. I think of our mind, body, and our spirit in this time of of change and joy and wonderful, times of the year. But I think to acknowledge, that it is a stressful time, to recognize that our lives are stressed mentally, and then our body physically, we're not eating the same, we're not resting, the same, and we're not exercising the same, but that's part of our normal routine. And then in terms of our spirit, we're sometimes just connected to the negative things that are going on, now that we're so stressed, that negative time, those negative moments, rather than seeing the overall picture of the good things that are happening around us.
So how do you get reconnected, as you say, with yourself and your spirit in a way that makes this as meaningful as it possibly can be?
For our body, it's a cookie party after a cocktail party, after a late night, after an early morning. So our bodies are stressed. We're not getting the 7 hours that we need. So try to get those 7 hours whenever you can fit
Party
them
in
in.
moderation.
Party in moderation, that's right. And then, if you're shoveling the walk, take a walk down to the end of the block, to say hello to one of your neighbors and just enjoy that moment. Be mindful of those moments.
Do
too.
something different, you were mentioning?
Absolutely, in terms of our spirit. Yeah, start a new tradition. Grow a beard, and take somebody to a play, somebody that you don't know that well or just a member of your family.
So this is a time of choices. You have to choose what's meaningful and what isn't so meaningful and do the right one.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it is a time of choices. You can choose to be stressed or you can choose to find the joy and the wonder in the season too.
All right. Rocky Beatty, thank you very much for being here.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Now back to you.
All right, thanks, Mike. Coming up, a visual holiday treat. But first, in sports, a former Hopkins hockey star is back at her old school as an assistant coach. Jay Wilcox has that and more when we come back.
Hi, I'm Senior Airman Joshua Nauman, stationed out at Anderson Air Force Base, Guam. The Nauman family would like to wish a very happy holidays this season and to our friends and family in Minnesota.
I'm Jay Wilcox with sports. It's been a pretty impressive start to the season for the Armstrong boys basketball team. The Falcons enter their holiday tournament flying high. Friday's thrilling comeback and overtime win over Osseo confirmed it. This Armstrong team is for real.
I'm pretty excited. I know we're all excited. Good start for us, but never settle. We're ready to shock some more people.
Off to a great season. We're pushing the pace, usually controlling the whole game. We have a bad first half sometimes. We pick it up in the second half. Overall, I feel like we're having a good season so far.
The Falcons were 19-9 last season. While they did graduate some frontline players, a number of younger guys saw extensive playing time, and it's paying off as they step into bigger roles this winter. The Falcons have now entered the top 10 in the Class 4A rankings.
It's probably been a while. I haven't really paid attention. And we've had some years where we've been in it and some years where we've been in it early and you're not in it at the end and you don't want that. But I think our kids, it's probably a source of pride and, they want respect. And, early on we were probably under the radar a little bit. Now we're not, so.
December right now.
Armstrong entered the holiday break with a 6-1 mark. They'll try to keep it going at a familiar holiday tournament spot, Edina.
Yeah, it's a great tournament. A lot of good teams. Hopefully we can come out on top. It's over winter break. We can get as much practice and playing as possible for the end of the year. It just helps us get that much better.
Armstrong's hoping to carry the momentum from a strong December into the 2014 portion of the schedule. The Falcons' first holiday tournament game is Friday at 6 o'clock against St. Thomas Academy at the Edina Community Center. Cooper's boys host a two-day, four-team tournament starting Friday. Park Center is among the teams entered there, along with the host Hawks. Well, Becky Kortum is probably the best girls hockey player ever to suit up for Hopkins. After 4 years of college hockey at the University of Minnesota, Kortum is back at her old high school as an assistant coach. Here's Jason Malillo with more.
Becky Kortum was Miss Hockey in 2009, her senior year at Hopkins High School, and led the Royals to the state tournament. Kortum is back at her alma mater this winter, giving back as an assistant coach.
I had such a positive experience in my high school career, and this program and Coach P gave me so much in my hockey career and in my life, so I just really wanted to come back, and I've known all the girls since they were really little, so it's been fun to watch them grow up, and I just wanted to do my part to give back to the program and try to help them have the best season they can.
It's important that she comes back and gives back because a lot of people spent a lot of time helping her, and our philosophy is when you have time, you got to come back and help out the program, and she's done a great job. We're lucky to have her. Our kids love her, and I couldn't ask for anything more.
Kortum went from Hopkins to the University of Minnesota, where she played 4 years for the Gophers, winning national titles in 2012 and 2013. With a hockey resume like that, Kortum can offer a lot to this current group of Royals.
I think that what I bring is something that helps these girls to figure out their path because they're on the path that I was on before, and I've had the experiences that hopefully a lot of them will have in the future.
Kortum graduated from Minnesota with a degree in physiology and wants to go to medical school. She's now going through the arduous task of applications and interviews and should start hearing back from schools in the spring. Jason Malillo, 12 Sports.
Becky tells us her first choice would be attend med school back at the University of Minnesota. On the ice, the Royals are 12-1 and will play in a holiday tournament at Braemar Arena in Edina later this week. And always a great thing to see somebody coming back and helping out their old program.
I love that. Thanks a lot, Jay.
You're welcome.
Stay with us. Still ahead, they call it a season of light.
And we will check out some of the ambitious lighting displays in the Northwest Metro this season, coming up in just a moment.
And finally, an electronic Christmas card.
Well, we found plenty of great holiday lighting displays in the Northwest Metro, and photojournalist Ben Kroll pieced them together with the help of the Armstrong High School Chamber Singers. That's always a lot of fun, and that'll do it for this holiday edition of 12 News.
We hope you have a meaningful Christmas, and we leave you with the Robbinsdale Cooper High School Chamber Singers.